Hello. So this is Alone in the Dark, and in this one you will need the fake Mvappé files, otherwise it will just run like shit. And I did update my God of War FSR 4 install mod guide because you do need the fake Mvappé files as well. Because what happens is once you install FSR 4, the GPU usage goes to about 50%, which is not good, and it lowers your frame rate. So you would definitely need these files here. They're on the screen. So you paste them into the same folder where you install OptiScaler. Uh, on this game, you we're gonna have to manually force it as well because the menu won't come up. The OptiScaler menu when you press into it, it don't come up at all. But it definitely works. I mean, I can tell. It's easy for me to tell if it's working or not. So I always check the quality of the visuals and all that. It's pretty easy for me. So you'll have to take my word for it. But yeah, it definitely works in this because we're using the DOSS presets. Generally, like FSR does work. I mean, it works in Final Fantasy 16, Callisto, but I always generally go for DOSS first. And I mean, I did try FSR in God of War to install it because I had that obviously that low usage where it's got GPU usage on mine. It was like 50 to 43 on God of War. And FSR, the image quality was bad, just as bad as it would be on FSR 2 or whatever. So there was no FSR wouldn't have worked on that, but DOSS was working with the image quality. But it's just the frames were too low. It was like 30 to 40 FPS, and then I figured out myself that just by putting them fake Mvappé files in, it fixed everything. So the usage went straight back up. So it helps with uh, frame generation and this by the looks of it. So that's quite important to know because the other game I had it with Final Fantasy Rebirth. The usage was fine, but it seemed to be running a bit stuttery. So I put them fake Mvappé files in, and that fixed that as well. And then I've this game Alone in the Dark. I did know that the DLSS was causing low usage, but I weren't sure I would literally fix it at that point. And then I found out that fix with God of War, so then I assumed it would work in here as well, and it did. So yeah, it's the same thing for both of them games. So what we're doing in here is we're at the top we're changing to FSR 3.1, which is what you need. Then I'll just put true to FSR 4 update. And then this ain't gonna work anyway. Show FPS, but it just won't come up even with this for the OptiScaler overlay. But it definitely works when after I took a look at the image, so it was definitely better than the FSR in the game, and it just cleaned everything up. So there might be some slight ghosting on her hair. That's the only thing I noticed with it. Apart from that, it looked pretty clean. Yeah, so that GPU usage is actually sorted. Yeah, for some reason I can get HDR on this preset, so it must be bugged out. Yeah, so this is with FSR 4 on that, and it just looked like to me face the clarity of the overall image was a lot better, just more sharper. So I did check out FSR on the I don't know what version it was. I mean, it's either 2 or 3. And it looked a lot more blurry than this, that is for sure. and less clean. I've seen DLSS before on this game, and it looks pretty much like for like to this FSR4, so that's good. So yeah, just remember to paste them fake Mvappé files in the same folder you install the Optiscaler mod in. Then just make sure you force in the Optiscaler settings, the configuration settings in that folder. Make sure you force it to FSR 3.1, save it, and then you can do true FSR update if you want, but it will work anyway. Okay, see you later.